And we're live.
What's up, guys? Let's talk about Halloween video games 30 days away. Crawl 2 rumors. Ice Nine Kills reunites with Art. Matthew Lillard has some fun with a beef from one of his fans, or so called fans. We're going to get into it. Music.
Intro here is what you're supposed to say, but that's fine.
Lance.
One, two, three, four.
Hey everyone, it's Brandon Perez Sanchez, author of The White Bishop, Recessive Nature, and To Break a Pale Yoke, and the Oscar-nominated Death Drop Gorgeous, and films like Saint Drogo. If you're listening to the Slashers podcast, you're probably a hot person with no problems, and just keep
Thanks
on
for
with it.
coming and hanging out with us, guys. This is all the people that we usually have here for our sweet, sweet talks about horror and all things around. Say hello, my little cohorts.
That's what you're doing instead of the intro. That's your biggest plan. Hello, everybody. It's me, Mikey.
Everyone, this is Slashers because, Lance can't even say the name of our podcast.
I was going to say it after you guys said your things. Why can't you guys ever roll with what I'm doing instead of this whole fighting me on everything?
No
Why
one's
can't
fighting
you
back
just
there.
do the...
Really? Is that what we're not doing? Oh, is that what you're doing?
Oh, actually, this is a great time to bring this up. Everybody, here I am in Texas trying to host them, have a lovely time. Lance decides this is the perfect time for a serious sit down on how we can make the podcast better. My idea is, okay, we need to be more structured. And with structure, yada, yada, yada. That sounds great. And look who's veering off course.
Hey, I did the things. I have
Hijacked
all the stuff.
airplane.
Oh my God. Anyways. All right, well, let's get into it. So, just ignore everything everybody says to me. That's how I usually roll, folks. I'm sorry. I'm so
Okay.
sorry.
But anyways, this is Slashers.
This is Slashers, guys, and we're about to do all the things and talk about all the media in horror that's going on. So, Halloween the video game is about 30 days out from being released. Anybody excited about it? I probably more talking here to Mikey than Aid because Aid doesn't do video games. But Mikey, and just in case Aid does want to play it,
Is it the official Halloween game? Because I've seen gameplay
Yeah.
of the Halloween game that was not official, and whoever owns Halloween was like, stop. So they have to redo everything and basically just change the killer to not Michael Myers and call it something else. Is it going to be like what is it, PvP or 4v1?
So this one's gonna be basically it's kind of like the old school Jason one, where basically you can either be Michael Myers chasing other people, or you're a survivor, like you try to escape Michael Myers. Basically one of those kind of games. And this is actually with the blessing of blah blah blah. Oh my God, why did I forget his name?
John Carpenter.
John Carpenter. Yeah. So because I also wanted to bring up, because we're talking about the video game, because he does have the releasing thing. Did you guys catch that he is now up for the idea of talking about maybe directing another Halloween movie?
You are correct. I looked it up because honestly, I feel like this conversation happens every couple of years. So I'm like, was this an older one? Was this whatever? I don't know what they were interviewing John Carpenter for, but he mentioned about he would be into contributing if they wanted to do something additional with the franchise. And that was as of August 7th, 2026. There's a article on Dread Central. It says John Carpenter wants to return to Halloween. I'd love to contribute, in quotes. So we'll see. The last trilogy kind of left a sour taste in my mouth anyways, except for that fantastic third entry. I don't know what they would do, but if just give it to him, let him do everything and say, you know what? I did have this really cool idea. Sometimes I daydream about movies. And I was like, because of all the shit that went down, Michael Myers is like, whatever, an entity, even though he was an old man and they put him in the shredder or whatever it was called. They should do something where it's like they burn the house down or whatever, the plot or whatever, and then they rebuild the city, kind of try to hide the the dark secret of Michael Myers, and wherever they rebuild, whatever house they rebuild on that land starts becoming like haunted by the entity of Michael Myers.
Hmm.
That's cool. That would be
Because
kind of. I mean, like,
he always kind of acted like a ghost anyways.
well, yeah. I mean, very like behind things and bushes and
Yeah.
doorways and
Disappearing out of nowhere.
driving a car at one point. All the things.
He's resourceful.
Yeah.
All right. Well, A, did you think anything about that? Video games, John Carpenter thinking about coming back. What do you think?
Well, I don't know. I think he's a little curmudgeon-y now to be working on movies. He's a little old too. I I would like to see him do something else. Like I would really love to see something out of his
The
vision.
Fog
Like,
2.
oh yeah,
Dude, that would be
something like
fine. I mean,
that.
why not?
And Tom Atkins could come back. And Jamie Lee could come back.
I just
Adrian
saw
Barbeau,
Adrienne Barbeau this
everybody.
weekend. She looks great.
Oh, she
Um,
was there.
Oh yeah, all
Oh,
three
why
of them
didn't
could
you
actually
go
do it.
meet her for me?
um, but about the video game though, I'm like this whole, Friday the 13th and I believe Dead by Daylight were the first ones to do it. So I
Yeah,
really liked those. But it's the same thing with just a different skin on the characters. So they have to do something different to make me excited for it. Like Evil Dead, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, The Killer Clowns
yeah,
from Outer Space, they all, in my opinion, it's all the same video game with just the characters looking different. So, you know,
Mm.
at least the Evil
yeah.
Dead gives me anxiety. That one's kind of creepy.
I think the only thing you get in this is basically you're going to get the closest thing you're going to do to be in one of the movies. Either you're trying to escape or you're the person trying to kill. I
I
mean, that's
mean,
pretty much.
Michael Myers is a character in Dead by Daylight, so I don't know how they're gonna make it different than that. So
True.
we'll see. I won't be a bitch about it. I'll still play it, but
Yeah.
Well, unless it's Mario or Cooking Mama or The Sims, I'm not playing it. So
Okay, so in the rumor mill, supposedly Crawl 2 is coming out, which will have supposedly starring Mason Gooding Jr. and Emily Rudd. It's supposed to be in New York. How do you feel about that? I mean, it kind of would be cool because it would basically be the joke where there's always like gators in the sewers. So, I
man,
mean,
this is deja vu. We've talked about this. It takes place in New York because the flood lets the crocs from the Manhattan Zoo escape.
is it from the zoo? I thought it was just, I mean, I don't know. I think it'd be funnier if it was from like the sewers and that's,
that's what we initially found out. Yes.
Yeah,
mm,
It's not a rumor. They are making it, or maybe it's already being made.
I think
oh, maybe.
yeah, but it doesn't have the same girl in it, which, I think it always kind of worries me when they make a sequel with different cast because it's like we kind of like the original one because of the things that happened. So we'll see.
Yeah.
Yeah. And honestly, like no offense to Mason Gooding, because I think he's adorable.
It's hot.
He's really hot, but he's literally the same character in everything he's in, and he's in everything right now.
That's fine.
So, and he's always like, no, but it's always like a funny quip every other line. Like it's this is that. He's the same character he is in Scream. I just watched him in 72 Hours, which Marcella's adorable in that movie, everybody, but that movie sucked ass. So, I don't recommend 72 Hours, but like same character. He's always the same character, Mason Gooding. So do we need him? Do we need him? I don't know.
Wow.
Yeah, I think so. I loved him in the Valentine's Day movie, Hard Eyes.
Yeah.
He was
And I
so
think,
fucking cute.
isn't he? And he's going to be in the sequel too, I think.
Yeah, he's
I'm not
very
mistaken.
attractive, but he's in everything, and then he almost always dies, and he doesn't die. So like, what are we doing? Like, talk about
You want him
typecast.
just to be maimed now?
Well, no, kill him. It's fine.
So, also in music, Ice Nine Kills reunites with Art the Clown for Universal Hollywood Terra. They're going to be doing the Hollywood Horror Nights lineup, or be a part of that is. You feel that's kind of played itself out? You think it's good to have that there? I know it's not going to be here, obviously, because we're a little bit farther away. But I don't know. Good for LA. But do you care? Do you want it?
I don't know what that means.
What do you mean? You don't know what
He
that
meant
means?
to say the Hollywood tram. I don't know what word you used, Lance, but you didn't say the tram. So
I said Halloween Horror Terror.
terror, but for what? What do you mean? That doesn't make any sense. It's supposed to be like, I guess they make the tram that we did when we were all there. They make that into some sort of like
So like, is he a
Or
headliner playing his music or something?
Poor thing. He did a panel on it, but I didn't really watch it because again, it's happening in Hollywood, so we're not going to be able to see it.
Yeah,
So
Right, but unfortunately, we have people who live everywhere that listen to us. So I mean, God forbid
unfortunately.
we, yeah,
well, they are another
like
piece of news for Halloween Horror Nights Hollywood is that they are going to be featuring either a scare zone or a house with of obsession. So that's pretty cool.
yeah.
So Freaky Nikki probably be running around Halloween Horror Nights this year.
I wonder if she's gonna show up, the actress
Sh-
India
She
Navate.
she loves that stuff, man. Like she's like, I followed her previous because of her being in the Superman series, and
Mhm.
she like loves like the shoot 'em up video games. Like she's mean. She like destroys people like left and right. It's kind of hilarious to watch. And then she likes the more of the horror video games as well. But like it's kind of funny. Like if you ever get a chance, I think they have like a probably a YouTube thing of it. One of my friends was saying to me about it, but like she's badass. She's really good at that stuff.
Oh, Lance is in love.
She streams her playing. I don't know if she still does,
Yeah.
but I know before Obsession, she was always streaming her video games. And the thing about the Terrifier and Spencer and all that stuff, Ice Nine Kills, I just I don't have an opinion. I still have never heard a song of theirs fully through. Um, People wear their shirts a lot, so I'm happy for them to go watch that. I don't
Yeah.
know. Are they playing? It's like a show. They're headlining it, or is he just kind of a guest at this?
Well, all of his music videos are like little mini horror movies, so it's
Hmm.
probably going to be something based on that with art,
Yeah.
featuring art in it. So,
I did hear a rumor. I don't know if it's true or not that he's going to be in the next Terrifier. So maybe it's like promotional for Terrifier 4.
no, he
Probably.
probably is. I wouldn't be shocked. I
I
mean,
mean,
he's doing all of this stuff with Terrifier, having all of the actors, and Jose Mangan is like a big part of it, and they kill him on stage all the time. So, I mean,
Who's that?
for the
Jose who?
art that, hmm?
Jose who?
Jose Mangan, he's like this huge like influencer that does like all these metal shows and stuff. He like interviews
Hmm.
all these people. He's in the Terrifier video. He's Catherine's
Hmm.
husband in the video.
I guess I should
He's
watch that.
he's super hot.
yeah. Well,
So he'll get on stage if he's at the shows and they'll kill him on stage and it's all a lot of fun.
yeah.
So
But speaking of Terrifier, if you happen to be in Austin, it's now announced, I can say it. Jenna's going to be at CadabraCon in Austin, so I will be there with her. Um,
Nice.
and I'm not confirming or denying, but Catherine will probably be there too.
Like confirming it.
well, there you go.
Nice
Yay.
little insight. All right. Well, last but not least, for our little talks before we get into the movie that we're doing, let's talk about it because everybody else is Matthew Lillard and his beef. Oh, well, the fans' beef with him. So I found out the situation behind this. So basically, what it is this fan came up to him at a different convention,
Mhm.
basically said there's a theory between the Drew Barrymore character. Basically, the movie Mad Love is what he was saying because it has the same character's name as the character she played in Scream.
Casey.
Yes. So supposedly there is some kind of connection or theory or whatever that they're the same actual person, even though they're two different movies. To which I guess Matthew decided to say, "What are you smoking, dude?" Like kiddingly, probably, but just kind of how Matthew is. And he was like, "It's like I don't know what you're talking about," kind of vibe or whatever. The fan took kind of
Umbridge.
yeah, very much so. So much so that he decided to go to a different con, pay to get into said con, waited in a line for a long period of time. I could only imagine because it's their 30th anniversary convention slash conference talking
And
whatever.
not just any convention, but Midsummer Scream, everyone.
Yeah,
The
The
big
which
one.
is
largest
yeah.
horror convention in the country.
So like, and then basically decided to tell him that he was not a fan anymore of Matthew Lillard because he runs around with a microphone doing the actual talking with
The
everybody.
Q&A, yeah.
Yeah. And then basically the guy told him that he was unhappy the way he treated him, didn't like the way he felt afterwards. And basically Matthew Lillard kind of walked away, Jamie Kennedy was screaming, "What happened? Tell me what happened. What happened?" Because that's just Jamie
What
Kennedy.
happened? Jamie
Yeah.
Kennedy is such a little shit. I love him, but he is a shit stirrer. He really is.
Who's like that we
I
know?
would I would listen to his podcast if I were all of you. I don't mean to plug another podcast that we don't really know, but he has Corey Feldman on sometimes,
Oh, jeez.
and there are words being said. So I'm just saying I love Jamie Kennedy, but if you want some drama, chances are he's in the vicinity.
So, I mean, I guess really the main thing is this: do you think Matthew handled it well, like in the sense of just kind of like disregarding him? Do you think that just added to kind of the gripe that the ex fan had of him? I
The
mean,
X fan.
I think he handled it well. Listen, the way I would not have been privy to this conversation because I steer clear of those panels for this reason
yeah,
is
no.
because these panels are not for a one-on-one.
Mm.
Like, don't make it about you. These panels are
Mhm.
for the fans. They're for people that enjoy them. And this guy, like I mentioned in our chat, I was like, oh, he thought he ate, but he
Yeah,
like he and it. I don't want to get into it and piss people off, but there's just a lot of very self-entitled people. And Matthew Lillard is a goofball. He's been a goofball since this is not, I don't mean this in a derogatory way, but he also plays the same character in everything he's in. He plays who he is, just like Mason Gooding. They're goofballs, they're funny, but we love them. And if someone was like, what are you smoking? It's almost like, well, yeah, it's a crazy theory. Like, I know Mad Love is not connected to Scream whatsoever. And I would just be like, haha. So, sometimes at these conventions, we get people that don't understand social norms and cues, and they don't take things the way that it's intended. So they get their feelings hurt. But I would be really embarrassed if I was that X fan.
yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
you see that on a daily basis when you do work with Jenna and Catherine. You know what I mean? So like, you would probably almost like you see that. Do they even worry about those kind of things to happen to them, or do they just?
No, but also they're not goofballs. I mean, yeah, they're funny and silly and whatever, but like I couldn't see them saying, "What are you smoking?" But like Matthew Lillard is like a bros bro. He's gonna
Yeah,
say that. Like, and
Well,
if you're a fan of his, you would know that that's probably how he is, and he doesn't mean any offense by it.
yeah,
he was
And
kidding.
yeah, and I
I
guarantee
can
you he
hear
did not
him
lose
saying
any
it.
sleep. Yeah,
yeah,
Yeah.
he could not lose
Like,
any sleep after that little interaction.
yeah. I'm
no,
sure. No.
he didn't. And like, I'm sure he didn't. But like I said, he was kidding because I was reading the comments. I've seen this video from all different angles because everybody had their camera out. I'm like, oh my God. And it's just, I think it's that person had no right to take up time up for something when there's other people there that legitimately want to ask questions and be part of the conversation, actually have a good time. If you want to be there to poo-poo on somebody else's parade, don't waste anybody else's time. Like, I don't know who the hell that guy thinks he is. Yeah, you're not special. There is no connection between any Casey just because the character has the same name. And I literally can hear Matthew Lillard say, like, what are you smoking? Like laughing about it because he probably never even seen that other movie.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So why the fuck would he know? Like, and this goes back to our conversation from last week. Like again, celebrities don't owe you anything. Like they're there. You should be lucky that you got the chance and the opportunity to say something, but like you can't just go out of left field and come up with and I honestly really feel like this person probably thought initially both times, Mikey, that he ate, because the first time he was probably like, "Oh, I've come up with the best idea, and I can't wait to share this idea." And da, 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 da. And everybody was like, "What the fuck? Like, we don't get
yeah,
it." And it's not, not to be offensive or anything to people, but like you have to like read the room. Like if
yeah. And it's
it, Mad Love's not even a horror movie. So what do how, if nobody's seen it, nobody's going to make that connection. You can't be upset if they don't, because why would anybody be knowing what the hell that movie is in a horror
Yeah.
convention?
And 30
So
years later, it's not going to be some brand new theory that ends up being true. So how long years? But also just also like the Famke Janssen story. These celebrities aren't your friends. I'm sure they're
mm,
very happy to meet you, but you can't approach them and be like, I'm gonna treat them like I treat my friends. I'm gonna
Yeah.
stand on Famke's lap or whatever that guy wanted to do. This fucking fly is gonna drive me crazy. Um, I'm gonna if you really were offended by what Matthew Diller said, give him the benefit of the doubt and be like, hey, on his table, it's fucking on my head. Um, Go to his table and be like, hey, like that kind of hurt my feelings. Like it's bugging me, and give him the opportunity to be like, oh, I'm sorry. But in front of like you obviously were trying to embarrass him. So
Yeah.
Yeah, and he wasn't embarrassed. That's the funny part about it is that he wasn't embarrassed. He's like, okay, and he just walked off and
yeah.
like, I mean, he handled it with grace. And again, this is what shows you what kind of person that Matthew is as a person. I think he's better than the other guy, right? Like he's just he is human, everybody. These are celebrities, so they are human, right? And he could have told that guy to go, well, go fuck yourself then. Why are you here? But he just okay, moved on. And he didn't give Jamie his platform. Like, what happened? What happened? Like, oh my God, shut up, Jamie. Like, why are you making this a big thing? So, I'm glad that he handled it the way he did. And it sucks that he had to deal with that because it's just it's like that's all we're remembering from that moment, right? Like
Yeah.
Mm.
everybody had to post it, everybody has something to say about it. And it just sucks. And I think if you can't go to these conventions with an open mind and have a good time, and you know that you're going there for a reason to think you're sabotaging somebody, you really need to reassess what you're doing with your time and your money. And you may want to seek therapy. That's just my advice.
Yeah, I mean, you could also think too is legitimately like he probably got the most real moment with Matthew by him saying it that way. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
In a good way.
it, yeah, I mean, but I mean, it's just one of those like, I mean, like again, like Aid says, you can totally hear him saying that just because that's the character he kind of plays. That's how he is out and about. I mean, I'm sure most like people who are in the acting world are playing a character like within the con world of how people like expect them to be or how they should reacting or whatever it is. And maybe he thought that would be the best way to handle it with that guy. Like, I don't know what you're talking about, but what are you smoking, bro? like I don't know. But I mean, it is what it is. But with that all being said, I think Matt's gonna be Matt, like you guys said, basically. And then if
Yeah.
you like it, you like it. If you don't, you don't. No one's forcing people to fucking walk up to people, get their autographs, pay for it, and all this other stuff. You either like what you like. Sometimes you shouldn't meet your heroes, quote unquote. I guess this guy learned in his mind that was a bad situation for him, and
Well, there's clearly some issues that he has, and so
Yeah.
whatever. But I think it sucks. I think it's a shitty thing you did to the other fans who had
yeah,
probably something really fun or really wanted to talk to him, and they couldn't because you took that time. So, um,
Yeah. So
fuck
stop
you.
smoking whatever you were smoking, sir.
yeah.
And
Exactly.
like
I mean,
Matthew Lillard basically said, thank you next.
yeah. I mean,
Exactly.
he definitely changed the vibe of the place, and that sucks for everybody else that was there.
I
So
know. Like, yeah, don't bring down the party. If you're gonna poo-poo on the parade, just go home and go poo-poo to yourself. Like, nobody wants to hear you crying.
be a keyboard warrior and see how much you
Yeah,
were upset
just
about
bitch
it.
about it online like everybody else does, so we can, thank you next you as well.
All right.
Okay.
Well, we are on next to the movie of the day, which we have our favorite thing going on this month, which is Stop. It's Hammer Time. Movies that we all love and we are enjoying right now. And I think it's really cool because the next one in our line of the Hammer films is going to be The Legend of the Seven Golden Vampires, released July 11th, 1974. Professor Van Helsing heads off to China on a lecture tour, only to join forces with a local family when he gets caught up in the battle between good and evil after a gang of sword wielding samurai slash vampires rise from the grave. This is a pretty cool movie. For the beginning part of it, this is a collab with the people who did Boxer's Omen and the Hammer film guys and the directors. One of the directors is going to be Roy Ward Baker, and then Chang Shi, who did most of the fighting choreography and everything like that in the movie. I'm sure he had other things going on, but this basically comes down to being, we say, vampire slash kung fu slash zombies, the living dead. Right off the bat, what were you guys thinking before? Like, what was your mindset before going into this? As in, what did you think you were going to get comparatively?
I don't know. It was interesting because so this is also a different decade of the movies we've done before.
Yes.
So it's gonna be also different just time frame because like if you take for example Plague of the Zombies and Brides of Dracula, you know, they would never show breasts.
No.
Um,
I
it's
know both of
definitely.
you were thinking when you saw them breasts. And then both of them, I guarantee you folks, they were, of course, Lance.
Well, we'll get to that part in a minute. But before going in, it kind of was what I was expecting because if you're gonna say a collab from the team of the Boxer's Omen with Hammer, I'm like, well, you
Yeah.
know how like when you have a brunette and a blonde and they have kids and the brunette's gene is just way stronger, so most likely it's gonna be a brunette baby and not a blonde baby. I was like,
Okay.
this is gonna be a Boxer's Omen movie. This is good with a little touch of Hammer.
Yeah.
And that's what it was basically. I thought it was when it opened up, I was like, why is it Peter Cushing? Is that who it was?
Yeah.
Like,
Mhm.
why is he speaking English in China? He's at a Chinese university, just speaking English. And everyone's like listening and like, okay. I was like, I wonder if everybody in China speaks English like that. Um,
Nice.
but yeah, it kind of started like a good mixture of Hammer versus, or not versus, but intertwined with Boxer's Omen type stuff.
Yeah.
But towards the end, we just got to Boxer's Omen.
Yeah. Yeah. Aid, how about you? How did you feel about it beforehand? Or what your image
Well,
of what you thought it
I
would be?
didn't want to watch it because I figured it'd be a kung fu movie. I don't like kung fu, and you know this.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that was like, what is the one thing Jake made us watch? Something about a vampire. It was another kung fu vampire movie
Yeah.
from back in the day,
Yeah.
and Mr. Vampire or something. And I just didn't. No, no. But I am pleasantly surprised by all of the Hammer films this month because I feel like they've all raised the bar on what I was expecting. And it did surprise me. But no, I thought it was going to be crap. I like it's because for some reason like that style of fighting is in kung fu movies is just boring to me. Like it's all
Okay.
the same thing. I don't get excited. It's not like it's
It's more
Mortal
like a
Kombat.
dance.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
I will say that this movie wasn't like that though for me. So that was
Mm.
that was the good surprise. But anyways,
Yeah, so I mean, as Mikey kind of mentioned, Peter Cushing reprises his role as Van Helsing, or Abraham Van Helsing, by the way, is his
mm,
first name, which I did not know until I saw this because I
well,
just don't
that's
think I
not
ever
his
thought
name
about
in
it.
the book. So
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, and then I guess so for a little trivia, I guess this movie he joined it regardless, or he had to, or he felt like he wanted to, or wanted to get out of his house because his wife died, I guess, which is
Oh.
kind of sad. And then I guess basically Christopher Lee was basically telling him not to do it, which I think this comes in that one of those situations where either something bad happens to you or whatever it is, and most people, when they're feeling depressed or sad about certain things, they try to work or do something to keep your mind off the horribleness of whatever life has brought you. Which I think is kind of sad. I also kind of feel bad that like, why does Christopher Lee was like just kind of like, don't do it, you know? I mean, and by the way, like Mikey was saying, compared to the other two films we did, only one of them had Peter in it, but he was much younger because this is the 74 and I think the one we saw was in 64.
1960. So it's like 14 years before.
Yeah,
Mhm.
so I mean there's a lot of time that's gone by with the Hammer films and where they're at, and like I guess
And he's
did you guys
depressed, and you can tell in the movie that he is not well. So
I
Well,
mean
and maybe, we hear sometimes that these actors say that horror is beneath, it used to be considered
yeah.
beneath, and maybe back in this era, at this level, maybe that's how Christopher Lee felt about kung fu movies.
Yeah, I mean, and also too, I think people don't remember it's people got typecast very easily back in the day. Like, like Adam West was Batman for a long time. No one could take that off. You know what I mean? Like if you saw him in there, like, oh, it's Batman,
Yeah.
or Bruce Wayne or whatever it is. And that was almost like death. I mean, most people didn't do commercials. If you were a Hollywood person and you did commercials, that
Yeah.
would be like, oh, they're done. They don't do any real acting anymore, or so forth and so on. It wasn't a job in that sense of that. It was more of a, oh, you've done nothing with your life and your career's done with, or whatever the case might be. I mean, no matter how great of an amazing actor you are. So I guess I could see that. But my real question is, because we had like a differently gap from the first time we see Peter Cushing playing Van Helsing to now, did you see a little bit difference in that? I mean, obviously older, but I mean, did you feel like the movies had changed them a lot? Like you said, this one kind of had more of the brothers, the Shy brothers, I think it is, or
The Shaw Brothers, I
Actors?
think.
no, the production company. I
The
think
production,
Oh.
yeah, the other production company, because there's
Oh,
two.
yeah. Did you think that
And
affected them too much that it didn't make a difference in the sense of the Hammer factor of it,
oh, it's
of the
definitely
change?
different.
Yeah,
It's, Hammer comes off, but maybe it's just because of the age comes off as campy usually,
yeah.
there's but this is extra campy. And I don't know, it's very strange to like, I don't know, I'm trying to think of what like a modern day example would be. It's like, I
I
don't
mean,
know.
Marvel movies are the closest thing because that's the thing that's been constantly coming out. Like Hammer films were probably back in
Yeah,
the
but
day.
I mean like two separate genres colliding and just I don't know, it's so bizarre because it's not even just horror because Boxer's Omen is bizarre. Like that's the best way to explain it. Like bizarre, colorful. It's almost like a Asian horror, Asian Hammer type
Yeah,
thing, but it's a little more on the extreme, with the gore and stuff like that. And from I also don't have a big enough um pool of what Hammer has done, just what we've been reviewing. So it
yeah,
is like a polar opposite, like getting two opposite things together and trying to make them work.
yeah,
Um,
yeah,
I will say that one of the things that I didn't really care for is that with the first two, I really enjoyed the gothic setting, and I feel we lose that in place of like I don't know how to explain the setting, but it's like a kung fu setting.
yeah.
Like
Like a rural area outside. The temples.
yeah, it's in China, right?
Yeah, it's in China.
Yeah, so we don't have the fog and the whispering woods and the
Yeah,
graveyards and stuff. We have desert kung fu and
yeah. Rural area. I mean,
yeah.
did you feel the same way too as Mikey does there, Aid, or no?
well, as far as like, I mean, yeah, the tone is definitely different. It's a different tone than the Hammer films as far as, setting, how it's shot. There's no Christopher Lee, which is upsetting in and of itself. But there was something still charming about it, and I don't know what it was. It could have been maybe just melding the two genres together for me. I think it worked
Yeah,
because it's not just kung fu, like it's not just a kung fu movie, like there's other things happening. And, I'm glad that Peter Cushing came back for this because I think having him there is kind of like, solidifying that this is still Hammer, right? And we're still in the
yeah,
Dracula, quote unquote Dracula world, even though there's the new Dracula. So, and it's interesting that Christopher Lee is all up his own ass. He didn't want to do the movie because he didn't like the script, probably because he's really not in the film too much. But at the end of the day, like he did come back after he wouldn't do it for The Brides of Dracula. He came back for another Dracula film before this one. So, like, make up your mind, sir. Either you need the paycheck or you don't. What's going on?
Well, I think back in the day, this concept of meshing a kung fu type style movie with I'm assuming back then they thought they were making classic horror Hammer films. It seemed a little like maybe he just doesn't think it was going to work. And so he, was like, no, I'm not doing that. Um, and I do think it worked. I think it worked in the sense that it made it very unique. And I don't know if there's any other Hammer horror films like this. Um, it's almost like mixing classic literature with like a superhero comic.
yeah, yeah.
And
I
that's
mean,
not saying that Kung Fu isn't classic. It's with these specific filmmakers, with the Boxer's Omen, they're like the comic books you find at the bottom of the gas station that you can't buy if you're under 18.
um, so would you guys feel like the opening to this one, comparatively to the other ones that we've strong, mild, weak? I mean, I honestly thought, because I mean, you get kind of right into it. I mean, you have like the perceived story ahead of time, you know what I mean, of like
Yeah.
where the vampire is, how Dracula takes over. They talk a little bit about the 7 vampires, you know, the golden vampires, and what happened. And you know, so I mean, I thought it was kind of cool. The storyline starts really fast.
I thought it was a strong start because right away you mesh the two together in a great way, with Dracula going to the to China, basically. I don't know what to call those tombs. Um and I was like, okay, and it starts off pretty strong. I was really interested and was really intrigued by it. It wasn't until later that I was kind of like, okay, what are we doing? But the beginning was definitely like, it was a great marrying of the two subgenres.
Yeah. Aiden, how'd you feel?
Yeah, I felt,
Strong.
yeah, I think it was a strong beginning. It started in for the most part, especially this beginning and like even right afterwards, the movie moves pretty quickly as far as like
Yeah.
stuff to look at and things happening. So it's
Yeah.
not doesn't drag too much. And and just when you think you figured it out, something else pops up, right? Because it's not just the vampires,
Or
the
it
7
ends.
vampires in China. There's yeah, there's like all these like zombie vampires. Like what the fuck is going on? They're like coming out of the ground. That's like Night of the Living Dead now.
That scene
Like
was
it's
pretty cool, though. I mean, like, if we're talking about that part, yeah,
Yeah. I
geez,
feel like all of the movies have had something similar.
yeah.
Like
mhm.
they're coming out of the ground, it's more than one, like what's going on? And then the end happens in the credits very abruptly. We joked about it last time, but I laughed because it's the same thing. It's like ending. Oh, la, la,
Yeah.
la, 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 la.
Yeah, no, that's literally like, if anything about the Hammer films, you're getting that fucking abrupt ending.
You're in and out. But you know what? All of them have been around an hour and 25 minutes. So these are not like long schlong
No, no, not at
slogs,
all.
Ooh.
long
Yeah,
schlongs.
long songs.
My goodness, Smokey.
So you know what's on my mind.
So just to bring back the people back into what we're doing here, I mean, for the movie, so basically this, I don't want to say a priest or whatever, of the 7 golden vampires goes all the way to Transylvania to try to find Dracula himself, to talk to him, try to help the 7 golden dragons get their power back or whatever it is, because at one of their stories, basically
Vampires lands, vampires, not dragons.
I said Dracula.
No, you said dragons. You
Oh
said
my
the
God.
7 dragons.
Oh, maybe, well, you know.
It's
Yeah.
okay.
But
We'll leave it in.
the 7 Draculas, sorry. Uh
And
but no, but like he goes there, and then I think he finds a thing that like Dracula, yeah, you're beneath me. I don't need any of your stuff. And then he kind of goes, you know what? I am kind of stuck here and I can't really leave. I'm going to take your body and morph into your primordial soul, or your skin, as he says, you know, and takes it. And then he goes back to try to help out the other vampires, or just get out of being in Transylvania, which is how they transfer him from, you know, Transylvania to China. And I guess was it Payway? No, I forget the name of the city. Something Pay. Ping
I
Pei. That
I don't
sounds bad.
remember, but they go to a place in China, and basically 100 years has passed, and Van Helsing knows that there's 7 vampires hiding somewhere in China. He doesn't know where they are
Yeah.
or where to find them or whatever, but he knows they're there. Like, how do you know all of these things that happen? Like,
China's tiny.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, I mean, and the fact that like he's more of an archaeologist, that's
No, he's an anthropologist.
anthropologist, yes. But which is like the way, but he always like at each the 2 that Hammer movies we saw with him, it's always funny how very openly he talks about vampires, where in front of other professors who probably think more logically and thinking themselves like, what are you talking about? Like, you're talking about, which you see when he's in that classroom where they all kind of like, you're a joke. No one cares. What are you doing? And they leave. And then the one guy who stays there is the main character from the other side, who ends up taking him to the said village and tells him the story about the 7 golden vampires. Uh, So,
Who are not golden, by the way.
dude, no. There was one point where I see the masks that are on them, and I kind of got the moment. I don't know if either one of you have seen the Lundgren He-Man, but it looked like the same thing as the Skeletor when Skeletor gets the power sword and has the mask on him, and it literally looked like they must have taken that look from this movie and
Maybe.
made that movie. Like it's insane. If none of you know what I'm talking about, maybe somebody out there knows what I'm talking about. But there's moments where they have the golden mask on these vampires, and then they look putrid and awesome. What did you guys think of like the practical effects? I mean, for this.
And the effects are really good. I like, and Hammer movies in general tend to do a lot with a little.
Yeah.
Because there's even that effect that I don't know why I liked it so much. It was kind of cheap, but like when the bats are flying and they go behind the pillar and the vampire pops up afterwards, I was like, I love that. It was very
I love
Scooby-Doo.
that too. I was like, oh my god.
Yeah, I was like, that's cool. I like that. And it happened like twice or three times or something. But I was like, that's awesome.
They're like, hey, I'm
Yeah.
here.
And this is the most, it's not that bad, but this is going to be the most violent, grotesque, but it's not really grotesque, but just in terms of what's going on in Hammer films right now that we've seen so far.
Yeah. I mean, the blood was pretty good. I mean, the spots that they had blood made sense. It wasn't like,
and they brought back that Hammer film Taco Bell mild sauce looking blood.
Yeah, the red. It's like
the red orange stuff.
Yeah.
But I do have a quick. You may have seen it already, but this film also, in the first film that we made or that we reviewed, the actress was completely dubbed over without them telling her. It happened to another person in this movie. Do you know who was dubbed over and didn't know until it was time to watch the movie?
Actually, funny enough, Aid actually told me about this, but it was the guy who played Count Dracula himself.
Yeah. Luckily, it was a small role, so it's like, not like the other girl where she's in the whole movie and you don't even realize that she's dubbed.
Now, again, how did you guys feel about that? Because, like, I'm not gonna lie, I didn't notice. So whoever's lip syncing these people,
doing great.
Yeah, I was like, oh wow.
I mean, I don't know if maybe we're just used to seeing shitty versions of it, or actually maybe it's because when things are usually dubbed, it's usually dubbed in a different language because we watch foreign films that are dubbed.
Right.
But maybe if you're dubbing with the same language that the person is speaking, it looks more natural because the lips aren't moving all weird.
Yeah.
So maybe that's why. But there was also, I don't know if you read that the American film crew was surprised, and it kind of worked as a hurdle that they didn't know the Chinese filmmakers, they film everything silently because there's so much noise pollution in China.
Right. Yeah.
They kind of do everything post, with the audio and everything. So maybe that's why you have really good dubbing. But yeah, that kind of caught them by surprise. They're like, why are there all these airplanes? What is all this noise everywhere?
Yeah. Well, that and then the fact that like I think that the English speaking part of this group were shocked that no one from China, where they are and filming, didn't speak English or well, I guess, or you know what I mean. And it's like you're in another country. What do you think's gonna happen?
Well, I mean, I guess my feeling about how Peter Cushing's just teaching a college class in China in English is a little strange.
Yeah.
But usually colleges they'll do that. They'll be like, there's English courses in other languages that don't speak English.
Yeah, I mean, and so let's talk about the characters in this so far. I mean, you have Van Helsing, you have Van Helsing's son, you have the rich proprietary money for the show, the Countess.
Her?
Yeah, that one.
Yeah.
Who's a widower who's on an adventure trying to find
widower is the man.
Is it a widower?
Widower is when the husband loses his wife, he's a widower.
They really treated her like a 1950s woman. Like when he was trying to take her out, and they're like, no, she's coming with me. Because they're like, it's dangerous. She shouldn't be wearing all that stuff here. I was like, what are we doing here? Are we gonna get another Foxcatcher scene?
Yeah, I mean, but then that is. I mean, so that's the English part of this cast is those three, and then the other part of the cast is going to be the warrior and his brothers and sister.
She was
Uh,
cool.
yeah. Did you like the characters? Did you feel like they were slightly like all kind of given their spot or not? Or I mean, just the storyline in general?
I was offended
Oh,
because I feel like they could have just had, it's like a little family, the brothers and the sister. It could have just been one person because I felt like they didn't really use them. They used the one that homegirl bit a little bit more than the other ones, but like I know nothing about the girl. I liked her fighting and she was cute. She had fierce hair,
McQuay, I loved her.
but she didn't really have much development. And I was like, are these just like, do we just add these people in for the kung fu part of the movie? But like, I also want more story behind them. Like, we get story from Lance's widower over here, and so I was just kind of like a little bugged by that.
Age, how about you?
Well, we didn't have time to get into 7 of their stories, but obviously we need them there for the fighting.
We could have
I
done
Right.
d-
three
I
golden vampires then.
Well, I enjoyed the women in this movie. I thought they both served a purpose and they did it well. And, even though Port McQuaid was like not, front and row and center as Mikey would want, like you can kind of tell like there was a line that was a little progressive, and there's a line where she's talking to, oh my God, Van Helsing's son's name is Leyland.
Gay.
I know. What does that mean for you, Aid?
I don't know. I always like that, like that sounds like Leland basically, and I hate
Oh,
that
jeez.
name. Like, ew. But she says like she's kicking ass basically this whole movie. She's saving Leyland from all this crap because he can't fight worth a shit. So I don't even know how he would protect the blonde chick when he's never fighting.
Oh, he was useless.
Yeah.
Yeah, really useless. But Mei is like a badass fighter and she's like kicking ass or whatever. And she's worried that because she fights so well that she's disappointing him. And she asked him if he's disappointed, and he goes, "No, I'm amazed." And I'm like, this is so progressive. Like, hello.
He
Yeah.
was though throughout though. Like I mean, especially when he like defended the one main girl from the I guess higher ranking guy in the other city, the one that got all weird and ends up getting a whole bunch of people to because he wanted to take her home. I mean, I was like, holy shit, that's a lot, man. Like he literally basically says, "Hey, I want to walk you home and I want you to make out with me or do something with me and whatever." And you're like, wow, you just send notes like that, like which is funny. Him sending a note like that's like such a high school thing.
It's an old school thing, Lance.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. But so yeah, basically that guy tries to because he was offended by her not taking his persuasion, I guess would be the best way to say it. So they get together and basically they end up going to this little city. They have one fight, their first fight, which is against the one big guy who was offended by everything. The brothers and the sister all show they're very skilled in each different weapon, by the way. Each one of them had their own particular
Just
specialty,
like
kind of like Ninja
Huntrix.
Turtles. Yeah, or Huntrix. Yeah, like
Ninja Turtles Lance, please. Be
I
more
had to throw it
realistic.
in there.
The K-pop Demon Hunters.
Yeah,
Anyway,
but yeah, no, they all seem to fight well. They did what they said they were going to do. They're very protective. They take on the army. They kill everybody. Basically, spoilers. Sorry, folks. And then uh they're in the mountains. I thought it was. Did you think it was necessary for them to show how tired they were for walking so far? That seemed like extra footage in film that you didn't really need. But
They had to
I,
hit that an hour 25-minute mark.
yeah, I guess so. It's like
It was
so.
B-roll.
But then you catch yourself in the next bigger scene, which is when they go into the cave. Um, and that's where you see a lot of more of the zombie-esque type people, and the scene that you guys were talking about just a minute ago, where the bats are flying and they go like near like a wall or a cavern thing, and yeah, and jump out. Did you like the practical effects in the cavern scene, which I thought was pretty cool? I mean, a lot of the disintegrating moments when
Oh
they
yeah,
killed
that was
people.
that was really cool. I don't remember exactly what was in that little pool thing, but when the guy
Y-
falls in it and disintegrates and like his like fleshy pulp is left, I was like, oh, that was
Yeah,
cool. I like that.
yeah. Hey, did
I
you like
think,
that?
yeah, I think I was wondering why they had that water like boiling in the middle with all the girls with
It was
no
their
shirts
blood or
on.
something.
Oh yeah. You're talking about more at the end. I was talking more
Yeah,
of the
but
cavern.
yeah, but the cavern where they're all around, I'm just talking in general, but like
Yeah.
when they they use that probably because they, instead of letting them turn, they just throw the bodies in there and they disintegrate.
Melt out and
I don't
everything.
know.
Bolted.
Yeah. So we were talking about the pacing earlier. I mean, do you guys like the pacing? Because now we're already in a cave. We're halfway there. Van Helsing's saying he has a feeling they're going the right direction, which I think is weird because, like, is the city lost or is that one warrior guy?
He doesn't know where it is.
Yeah.
But
So
he has a
like,
But
feeling.
yeah,
it's in the seven brothers and sisters or whatever, that the fighters. It's in
yeah,
their
original
town.
hometown.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that's what I thought was funny. I was like, so you're either from there or you're not from there, or that's just where your family is from, and you don't even know where it's at, but you know the vicinity of it, I guess. So I thought that was kind of funny. Um, so they make it to the town finally. They put up like the stakes and everything like that, like the big, wooden stakes you have before, so somebody can't ride on horses, I guess, to come into your little town kind of thing.
Mhm.
This is kind of close where it gets to the final battle. Did you like the fact that they had already killed off maybe 3 of the remaining 6, which left them with only 3 more golden vampires left, plus the body taking over priest slash Dracula. At this point, do you feel like you've gotten through the movie is doing well, or what are you guys thinking at this point?
I kind of like that half of them were already gone because if they were had to face all of them at the end, I'd be like, oh god, here we go. Um, because I don't think there was a problem with pacing. I think, I complained a little bit about the zombie Plague of Zombies having a weird pacing thing in the issue. Brides did not. This one did not either. Um, so, and I actually remember being like, "Oh, okay, so we don't have that much time left because there's only 3 vampires left."
Yeah,
So
yeah,
I think
exactly.
I think it was a good choice. I didn't really put much thought into it, but I do remember feeling like, okay, the end is near.
Yeah.
How about you?
Yeah, and it was like I liked, they went from the cave and then we just had 3 more, so we know it's gonna end soon. And like it would be shitty or just take way too much time if we literally had to do one vampire
Yeah,
at a time. Like we don't have time for that shit.
it's a little
So
too Marvel Endgame. Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
cut it up.
Was there any family member that you were upset that did die? Because like the scene where
The hot guy.
the twin brothers who had the swords, where one of them gets his arm cut off, and they're both gonna die together, but they do this weird little handshake thing before they die, like yeah, and then they
That was
die.
very gay. But homegirl over here, the girl homegirl, I mean the English
Mm.
homegirl and the guy that was flirting with her.
She was Scandinavian.
Yeah, yeah,
Whatever.
that guy.
The white one.
But
Yeah,
yeah.
Um, which I thought was funny because it's like when there's the Scandinavian, when there's the what are they called? Anglo-Saxon characters around, it's very Hammer horror. When
yeah.
any of the Chinese characters around, it's very Boxer's Home. um, but I liked them. I thought they were cute together. And then
That
when
was cute.
they died together, I was like, that's kind of sad.
I'm like, oh, I'm like,
Yeah.
shit. There's like a lot of shit going on in
Yeah.
this movie. Like,
Which
I
was
was,
it was a good change because I actually didn't like her in the beginning. That's why I was dogging her looks. But because she was always kind of like she seemed a little bougie. She seemed a little like,
yeah,
like
she's like got all the money in the world. And her husband's dead, and she's still young and pretty. Like,
yeah, she's like Abe when we
hello.
go to that town in Florida that she always talks shit about. Um, but um, but yeah, towards the end when they start actually like developing a little thing, I'm like, oh, okay, I like them, and then they end up. But I didn't like how fast she turned into a vampire. I was like,
Oh, true. Yeah, yeah. And then her
This was
neck wounds disappeared too. So like, I mean, was she healed?
after she died. Yeah, they
Yeah, yeah,
disappeared, I guess. But yeah, that was kind of, but sure, like they did a really good job with her teeth because she was really pretty when she
oh
smiled, I
yeah,
thought. And the vampire,
yeah.
like, I was like, oh, I'm loving this. And so I was
what was this in the
hoping,
beginning?
I know, I was hoping we could get like more of that. Because like, and it, so her hair, like she's very like early because it's 100 years later, so this is supposed to be 1904. So early 1900s hairstyle they have her in. But then she goes to an 80s hairstyle the rest of the movie. Yeah, like she looks like she walked out, like she's like,
That's a
like she
fighting
walked
woman's hairstyle.
exactly. She looks like
Ageless.
but
That's funny.
I'm like, wait a minute, this is the 70s movie. So like what
That's
she
funny.
was ahead of her time.
Yeah.
So wait, so Mikey, was that your favorite death out of the people, out of the main characters then? Was
Yeah,
that scene?
I thought it was a nice. I mean, it was sad because I started liking them, but it was a nice. You like the twin brothers kind of doing the gay shit together. And then I
Jesus.
really liked this bon voyage of love.
Yeah, yeah. Aid, how
Oh.
about you? What was your favorite?
Yeah, this is my favorite. Like I love their relationship and I was really sad about it. And then I got even more annoyed because I'm like, "Oh my God, they better not kill Makeway." So I'm yelling because they throw her off a ceiling and then somebody scoops her out. Who takes her?
One of the vampires. They take him back to the actual temple
Uh,
because this is the
I
reason
couldn't
why they
remember if
end
it
up
was
going.
actually Dracula or not that took
Yeah,
her.
no, no.
Okay.
He's been just hanging out at the temple like this whole time because he doesn't do
Anyway,
anything.
yeah, so damsel in distress takes her, and then I really thought when they, since we're getting to the end, when they trying to strap her on that table, and then somebody comes to and grabs like her thing, I'm like, they're gonna rip her top off. That's why all those girls had their titties out the whole movie.
I'm just gonna say this right now. I knew that that wasn't going to happen because she was the only quote unquote professional actress with words. So that's never going to happen to the blonde or her. Like, I mean, at any point you would
I mean,
think
it's the
because everybody else,
70s. Isn't
if
this
you're
a
a
sort of
woman and
sexual liberation?
yeah, any other woman that's out there,
Mm.
they're getting their shirts ripped off. Like, it was like, and it didn't even make sense for some of them. You're like, why is this
I mean,
happening?
Well, no, because one of the vampires is a pervert and he's ripping their tops off.
beautiful breasts, though, ladies. Beautiful breasts. But yeah, that whole when they're in the little circle of girls, circle of tits, that I was like, is this the same set of the Boxer's Omen? Did they actually take this scene out of the Boxer's Omen? Because like the color palette, the way that it's lined out,
Yeah.
the kind of altar looking thing going on.
The
Um,
tits.
and everyone, if you haven't seen The Boxer's Omen, first of all, you can watch this for free on YouTube. I don't know if it's legal or not, but that's where I saw it.
Mm.
It's on YouTube. But like, watch The Boxer's Omen before you watch this because you'll be like, oh, that's what Mikey was talking about.
Yes, and if you
Nice.
recall, that was Leslie's choice for us during our last Patreon
Yes.
picks.
Yeah, it was good.
I wonder if Leslie's seen this.
I'm sure.
Well, yeah, I was telling him, that he would probably enjoy this one. So I don't know if he's seen it or not, but Leslie, let us know what you think if you watch
Yeah.
it.
Leslie, call in.
Yes.
Yeah, call him
Phone a
right now.
friend.
So yeah, so basically we get to the thing. They take Mayway to the temple. Whatever.
Hey,
You
way
know
or
her
the
name.
highway.
Mayway. But I like my thing is this: you have the end factor of this, where now it's going to be obviously Van Helsing's son has to go get her because that was his love interest in this movie for most of the time.
Leyland.
Yeah, Leyland. So like he gets there. You're basically I'm thinking to myself, this guy's not really a fighter. He's being tossed around half the time. There's always someone who ends up saving him,
Yeah,
even
well,
her
guess
at one
who
point.
saves him at this point?
Oh, actually, his dad does. Actually,
Yeah,
I
Daddy
think.
comes and saves the day.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
Leyland
Shocking.
is useless.
Yeah.
Leyland,
I
I'm
mean,
not shocked at all.
yeah. So
Is he in any
Peter
other
Cushing.
Hammer films? Like, did we establish that he has a son in any of the other films?
I don't know. That's
I
a
don't
great
know.
question because
'Cause there's 5 Dracula like vampire movies that feature
Mm-hmm.
Von Helsing and Dracula or vampires. So I don't know. Maybe he was in the one with Christopher Lee, Leyland. I mean,
Yeah.
oh maybe yeah.
um,
Ooh.
I mean, either
Yeah,
way,
no.
I think one of the things that this movie had going for in its favor is just I haven't seen anything like it.
Yeah.
We're watching Hammer horror films, which I haven't seen in general, and already in a short amount of time, we've seen a Hammer horror film that I've never like in a way that I've never seen it before, which is a fusion of the Chinese Scandinavian dish.
I mean, and basically what it ends up being is Van Helsing has this moment with Dracula again. It's the 2 prime people that you want to see kind of have a fight. So Dracula does this like weird meat mold like thing to transform back into his normal looking self, which is about the second time you get to see this actor who doesn't even get to talk in it because guess he sounded so weird that they just didn't have him speak. But they basically had him fight each other. Van Helsing basically conquers the situation, even though you kind of like look at it and go, oh, how is that possible? You know, there's no cross or anything like that. Oh, I did mention, what did you guys think of the fact that they were trying to say that it didn't really matter of it being the cross in this, that it could be a temple or a statue of Buddha being the same effect on the vampires
Well,
as
because they're
well?
in another country, so they have to use their religion.
Yeah. No, exactly. I thought that
So
was
there you go.
yeah, it was interesting, but yeah, but so unfortunately this movie bombed at the box office. I'm a little shocked, but maybe not. I don't know what the time
Doesn't
frame
surprise me.
was. Yeah. Um and also I don't know if this was a little ahead of the time for Enter the Dragon with Bruce Lee with kung fu movies, because there was a time frame in the 70s where kung fu movies, regardless of anything, were making money.
Yeah.
So I don't know if they're just a little bit ahead of their time, or maybe in this situation, people didn't want the horror part of it. Maybe they didn't want the
Um,
vampires. I mean,
I
maybe
like
the
I'm looking here, and the Fist of Fury was 1971. And this came out in 74. So
right, the Fist of Fury. That it's not Enter the Dragon. Enter the Dragon is the pinnacle one.
well, I don't know. I'm just saying that this particular one, that was 1971.
Adrian's
Yeah.
algorithm just shows her fisting, so
Oh
that's why
my
it came up
God.
first.
Oh my god. But I mean,
Anyway,
are you shocked that this movie did so badly? Maybe it was so different that people just didn't get it ahead of its time. What are you guys thinking?
I'm not shocked.
no.
Because even though we love Hammer horror now, I don't think it was that popular back when it was coming out. And also you
Right.
had Kung Fu on top of that. So you're kind of like bottlenecking your audience of who you're gonna attract. I
Right.
mean, now because people don't consider these movies B grade
Yeah.
anymore. Now it's like socially acceptable to like this stuff. Whereas before they'd be like, oh, your intellect isn't that great if you love these kung fu horror films, as Doug would say.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, like, why do you sound like Doug right now?
I was channeling Doug. But so it doesn't surprise me that doesn't mean it's not good, but it doesn't
Yeah.
surprise me with that current or past climate that it
Yeah.
didn't do well.
Yeah.
We don't
How
even know if
about
it was
you?
released in theaters.
Yeah. Yeah. Aid.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not shocked. Like, if we're gonna rate it, I would rate it like a 4, because I really did have fun with this movie. But at the time, I can see, like, people, if they're especially not interested in any of that,
Yeah. Yeah.
like kung fu, or they don't care for, or maybe they just don't think it's scary. Like,
Yeah.
people want to go see a horror movie, and this, at face value, if you look at, like, just the name of it doesn't feel like it's scary. I don't know.
Yeah. And also
Yeah.
people weren't watching scary movies because how do I say this? Now we know we know that there's different types of scary movies, and we're totally cool with going to watch a scary movie when we know it's going to be cheesy. That wasn't a
Mhm.
thing back then. If you're gonna watch a scary movie, it better be a scary movie. So if you
Right.
see something that's kind of cheesy, they may not have been like, "Oh, I want to see that." They may have been like, "That's stupid."
Yeah. I mean, and again, time frame wise, I mean, the zombie things coming out of the ground, vampires, the way they looked, a lot of the blood going on, a lot of the nudity. I mean, I think even from some of the notes that Aid actually got for us in this, there's different versions of this. There's a longer version, and there's what like you got in America, which I think is shorter. Maybe they don't have the nudity going on, maybe because they didn't want to see that, or that's not something they reframed, or maybe it helped with the grade. Well, I guess it wasn't even grading the movies back then, so I don't know what the scenario of that would have been for them to kind of cut it short. So it just depends on which version. I think what was it? You said there was 3 different time ones for the movie. Aid.
Yeah, so the movie's a lot longer. I think I have the long version, because I thought it was pretty long. Um, but the one released in the United States was only 75 minutes.
Oh,
Yeah.
because the
What
one I
did
saw
they
on
cut out?
YouTube, it was clocking in an hour and 25 minutes. So that's 80.
The UK one was 85, and then
That's all.
the rest of the releases were 127 minutes
Oh,
or so.
God.
I forget. Yeah.
Yeah,
Like, it
that would
was,
have made me not like it. As of right now, as it sits, I would give it a 3.5 out of 5 because it was enjoyable, but some aspects of the movie just aren't really for me.
Yeah. So
I want to get into kung fu movies, but I don't think this is a good reflection of a kung fu movie.
hmm.
in my opinion.
So Aid, you're giving it a 4 on the fright meter, and Mikey, you're giving it a
Yeah.
3.5 on the fright meter.
Agreed.
I'm a little bit more because I like this kind of stuff and I love kung fu stuff, so I'm definitely more of a 4.5.
I was watching and I was like, Lance is probably wetting his pants right now.
I know.
totally
This
am.
is definitely a Lance movie, everybody. So
Yeah,
if you like his choices, by all means,
yeah.
go for it.
Let me know, guys. Let us know what you're thinking, how you liked it. I thought this was awesome. I enjoy this stuff. Honestly, it would have been really cool if Christopher Lee had actually just done the little cameo or whatever and had been in it for a hot second. I don't see why it would have hurt him, but obviously that's a time frame. It's different from how we perceive things now. I mean, this movie came out now and we did something like this, it might be fucking making money. You know what I mean? If they did a reboot of this. Yeah, so that's the end here, guys. That's it for this week's Slashers podcast. Please exit the podcast in a calm and spooky fashion. Want to see our faces and see how Aid treats us? Not bad today, actually. Not talking about it.
She was a good play.
Yeah, right. Watch the video cast at youtube.com/slashers podcast. Need more horror nerd chaos in your life? Slice deeper with the Comic Chop. Our monthly deep dives with Joe and from Much Ado About Nerding, me and Mikey. Folks, we will be there sooner than later. I swear to you. We'll make up. Maybe we'll do 2 this month because we didn't do 1 last month. So lucky you.
Anyway, continue.
Join the cult at patreon.com/slasherspod for exclusive episodes, bonus content, and curse perks. Rock your support at slasherspodcast.redbubble.com. Please, because nothing gets you laid faster than Slasher Swagger, which there that is, I guess. Sorry, folks. I am very warm in my room right now.
Yeah, that's so much fun. He's better, everybody.
Yeah, man, exactly. What's that? Hunt us on Instagram, Slashers Pod for official page, Mutant Goons from Beyond for the gang, and screaming at us directly. Aid at Pathologically Aid, Mikey at Southern Fried Mikey, me at that Zombie VS. Hey, yeah, how do you spell that? You imagine? I want that to be my friend thing. Maybe I'll change my name like Mikey did.
Do it.
Use thanks to our Bloodbound Patreons. Josh Gunn, Dinosaurs Will Always Be Awesome. Lorraine Ellis, Kevin Leamy, Vladimir Lewis, Leslie Thurman, Cam, Gail, hi mom, Press Eject, Bruce Magnus, and Mikey's little beep, Sister Sarah.
I'm gonna put a real beep there so it looks like you actually called her a bitch. Like, Lance, don't call my sister that.
Ridiculous.
Oh my
That's not what the
God.
paper says.
Yeah, right. Exactly. By the way, Mikey did write the whole thing. So
I didn't know. I wrote it. I wrote that and I put beep.
did you? Oh, okay.
Yes.
Thanks for listening, guys. Remember, we do care for you. We all love having you listen to us and check us out. There might be some news coming sooner than later, so that'll be fun. We're always trying to move and shake and do all the things we're doing. Maybe next time we'll have Mikey talk about his Houston adventures and all that other stuff. Aid and me and Mikey, both, all of us, we just love you. Have fun. Don't die.
Goodbye.
I love some of y'all. Go die.
Damn.
Oh my God.
Survive, don't die, folks.
Oh, that's enough, Lance. Oops.
I know.